What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jessi, also known as Miss Cherry, and it is finally spooky season. By spooky season is Disney has finally brought back Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and the first party happened to be on Friday. So this video is a few days late. Usually I try to put this out on the first party day, but I didn't have time last week, but here we are now, and it's time to celebrate everything not so scary, and I am so happy that the event is back this year. I have been waiting patiently. I actually had hopes that last year it was going to come back, but it just didn't happen. They had the Boo Bash instead. But we are going to be going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in September, and I'm so excited. Are you guys going? One thing I love about Disney Halloween is that it starts so early and gives me a really good excuse to decorate. And today, my friends, it is a decorating video where we are going to go through my entire Halloween display that you're kind of seeing some peeps of back here. And in the past, what we have done is I have done like a haul video to show you all of the new things. And this time I thought it would be better to just go through shelf by shelf, show you what I've got anyway, and also tell you if it's new or not and kind of explain where I got it and where it came from. But we have a very special guest. Not only am I in this spooky mood, but so is Telly. Telly, you want to say hi? She literally will only tolerate spirit jerseys as clothing. Like if she wears a costume, she will wear it for a few seconds until I get a picture, and then she will literally like beg me to take it off. But she'll just chill out in a little spirit jersey, which we love, right, T? I promise she's not that mad. A couple of things that I want to point out about this year's display is that the pin boards are some of my favorite portions. I have been wanting to redo my pin boards for a couple of years now, and I found these really cool coffin pin boards on Amazon. And then also the display looks a little bit darker this year. It's really interesting. I don't know if it's how we displayed things or what we used, but physically the display looks darker, which I thought was so very interesting. But I feel like we're wasting time. Let's get into this. Let's take a peek at every single shelf and also the overview. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. There was so much glare on this top coffin that I actually had to turn the lights off so we could see it. But the top has some really lovely Ursula pins. If you haven't watched this channel before, I'm a huge Little Mermaid fan, so you'll probably see some commonalities with Ursula. Then we have a couple of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party pins, a really pretty Halloween Time Maleficent pin, and It's Good to Be Bad from Oogie Boogie Bash when I went in 2019. Then we're moving on to the section of the board that is all pumpkins, and I love Berlioz in this pumpkin. So Berlioz is actually from a fantasy pin seller, as is this pin. And then these little candles are from Hong Kong Disney. Really like those candles. I think they're super unique. They also didn't really have a good place when it came to theming, so I thought the orange color matched really nicely with the pumpkins. We are going to my favorite coffin. This is the Haunted Mansion and also Gideon's coffin, and that Haunted Mansion Leota pin is from Yo-Yo Pin Designs, one of my most favorite pin designers. And then this is one of my most favorite pins I have in my collection, and this is the Haunted Mansion Holiday Home pin created by the fantasy seller Disney Chris. And when I say fantasy pin seller, what that means is an independent artist actually creates those pins and sells them independently. So they are not Disney licensed, but man, they are oh so pretty. We also have the Boo Ball from 2020. I don't think the Boo Ball is happening this year, but if you have ever seen the Boo Ball, it's basically just a box swap that happens between a bunch of Disney YouTubers. And if you have not seen that, I will link the playlist above and down below for you. I've participated in the last 3. Here is another one. So this is 2019's. This was 2020's. I don't know where 2021's is. I'll have to take a peek and see if I can find that. But then we have the 50th anniversary of Haunted Mansion pin, which I got on the day of the 50th, which was really fun. That was the day we did 4 parks one day, and if you haven't seen that vlog, I will link it above and down below for you guys. Sorry about the shadow, but we have 2 of our trading cards from Gideon's Bakehouse, along with a Gideon bat sticker and the Gideon's logo. I just think it's so cute. Gideon's Bakehouse is a really amazing cookie place in Disney Springs. Also have another location located within Orlando as well. So just throwing it out there. If you ever have a car when you're visiting Orlando, you might want to go to the other Gideon's. It's usually much less busy and also has the same cookies as the one in Disney Springs. On to the next coffin, we have a little ghost section, which I think is so fun. Also have this really vintagey pin of Pluto dressing up as Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas, which I think is such a fun pin. I also had to include a couple of Pusheen ghost pins because I had them and I thought they were super duper cute. Then we have, oh no, Goofy got all messed up there. So we have Goofy in his different costumes, Scarecrow, Popcorn, as well as the werewolf, and then the rest our costumed characters as well. My favorite has to be Daisy. That is from Disneyland Paris. My friend Karen sent that to me in a box swap, and it is such a gorgeous pin. Moving on to our last coffin, we have the Boo to You section. This is just a sticker from a Bippity box, and then all of those pins are from different Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween events, as well as one from Alani when I went there last year during Halloween season, and then a Mickey's Halloween Party pin from Disneyland. Oh, actually, there's a couple Mickey Halloween Party because here's another one right there. And then as we move down, we have a little horror movie section. So we have a crossover of Jessica Rabbit and Freddy Krueger. This is another design that actually is a fantasy pin, but this is a sticker from Yo-Yo Pin Designs. And then my 2 pins that are from my very first experience at Halloween Horror Nights. And then underneath those guys, we have the Mickey Mummy popcorn bucket that I got recently on my last trip from the outlets. And then also one of my most favorite Halloween decorations, and that is Figaro in his little pumpkin. I got this long ago. I think this was one of my first Disney Halloween decorations I got back in 2011. We're gonna start from the bottom shelf and work our way up to the top and then back around. So we have Jack and Sally, as well as Oogie Boogie from one of my most favorite companies, Handmade by Robots. I do have a promo code for them if you were interested in getting anything similar, but basically what they do is they create super duper cool figurines that look like they are knitted, and I love DIYs and crafting, and I think they are so very cool. So this shelf is Nightmare Before Christmas, super duper fun. I got this at Spirit Halloween, and it is a Scary Teddy mug, and I love him. I think he is so fun. We also have Scary Teddy and the little ducky. Scary Teddy is one of my most favorite, and I think it's because he's so prominent in the Haunted Mansion holiday ride. I just love him so much. We've got a Jim Shore that is Oogie Boogie. We've got some handmade art from me in the back. It's, you know, it's okay. It makes a nice background. This is a really fun handmade lantern that's got all of the different characters from Nightmare on it. I got this on a Disney pin live sale with Blues Lady. I will link her down below. She's amazing. If you are interested in Disney pins and Disney pin live sales, she's the person to follow. She does sales consistently and they are all amazing. But anyway, she had this and I fell in love with it. And then also one of my most favorite Jim Shores for the Halloween season, this is the Once Upon a Nightmare
storybook Jim Shore with Zero kind of featured in a 3D element, and then of course Jack and Sally up on the mountain. Now we're gonna move on to traditional Disney Halloween. We've got a pumpkin shelf. So this little Happy Halloween sign came from the Disney parks last year. I was in Disney World back in September, and I ended up getting him because I thought he was so cute. It says Happy Halloween on the bottom, and he is very colorful and very fun. Same with the little slap bracelet. I thought that was a cute little touch on the side. This is a little guy I got from Michael's, and he's so fun, and he also does blink, but I kind of like him in a solid pattern. I think it's a little bit easier to focus on, especially when we have like blinking back here. It was a little bit much. A little succulent that I love. You can get these at Box Lunch. They have so many different types. This is a really pretty pumpkin spice latte, a little garland that you can use on like a tiered tray. But I ended up using it on this shelf, and I think it looks so nice with like the colorful motif. And one of you guys sent me this beautiful tile with a Mickey Mouse, and it's so glittery and so pretty, and I think it goes so nicely on this shelf. Vintage Mickey Mouse. I purchased this really pretty chip piece of artwork that I am so in love with. He is a peanut jack-o'-lantern, and he's got like kind of like a derpy bat that is beside him, and I will link this shop down below in case you are interested in checking their shop out. And then I also have the cutest Chip and Dale inside of a pumpkin. This was also new. It was either last year or the year before in Disney parks, and it looks very, very much like Tokyo merchandise, which I love so much. If you guys have watched my channel before, you know I'm in love with the Tokyo parks, and I always say hashtag Tokyo next level, and this, my friends, is hashtag Tokyo next level. You can actually open and close the top to hide them in there, and they are full plushes inside of the pumpkin itself. Super fun. So there is the pumpkin shelf. Let's move on to my most favorite shelf. And darn it, I probably should have saved it for the end, but here we go. Remember earlier in the video, I mentioned how much I love Ursula and how much I love the Little Mermaid. Well, we did a little spin on Ursula, and we are doing a full Vanessa themed shelf. I'm obsessed with it, you guys. This is such a great shelf. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, you'll have to let me know what you think about this. So this little pumpkin that says 100% Unfortunate Souls is actually from Target dollar section. It came out last year. I randomly found it and I was obsessed. I'm like, $1, I have to have this. And my mission was to make a shelf that had to be like Ursula themed or something along of those lines, so I could show you guys this pumpkin, and I ended up loving how this shelf turned out. So then we have these really beautiful Unfortunate Soul statues. These are actually from Shop Disney. They are official licensed, and they are so very detailed. Like this one says penniless, so obviously this poor unfortunate soul wanted to be rich. This one said needy, and he also has broken glasses. And this one says stressed out. Oh, poor guy. Same though. And then in the back, I just took down some of my Vanessa pins and placed them on a little pin board. In the back, I have a pretty extensive Vanessa and Ursula collection. I also have done a complete Ursula pin board overview if you guys are interested in seeing that. Again, I'll link it above and down below for you. And then moving on, I thought it would be so fun to feature this beautiful Danielle Nicole backpack. This is the Ursula and Ariel contract, and yes, it is signed by Ariel in gold. It has the little fishbone pin, that is a dangle. I also have the contract in a keychain form, and so I wanted to hang that there with it because I thought it was such a fun little detail. And then of course we have Ursula herself. This is from Beast Kingdom from fun.com. Really cute fangirl sea witch candle. Ooh, it smells so, so good. I have the shoe ornament, which is actually something that I display all year round because I love this little shoe ornament. And then last but certainly not least, we have Vanessa as a Funko. Now we're gonna move on to our Dracula shelf. So this is another interesting one that is definitely new for us this year. So we have a Dracula Squishmallow, which I think he's just so adorable, so I had to have him. Also, there was a rubber ducky, I don't think I told you, but these guys are from Target. They usually come out every season, and they always have a Disney themed. So this is a little Dracula Mickey Mouse duck. This little Dracula skeleton man came from Halloween Horror Nights, so I thought it was very appropriate to put him on our Dracula shelf. We've got Mickey Dracula, Goofy Dracula as a Vinylmation. We have Sully Dracula, which was a Funko that came out last year. This really fun Mickey garland. And then this beautiful cup from fun.com that is so adorable with Minnie Mouse as like a little angel and Mickey as maybe a magician of some sort, but it just seemed to match this motif just perfectly. And then a troll doll from my childhood. I loved this thing. I've had it forever. He was one of my most favorite troll dolls, and he has a permanent place in my Halloween display. And then this is a Mickey's Trick or Treat and Candy Co. sign, and this actually came out back in 2020. And I fell in love with how old-timey it looked. And it just looks so great with all the Dracula items. Now let's move on to the top of the display. So we have a Happy Halloween garland, and then also these really beautiful Mickey bats that are available. I will link them down below for you guys. They are so pretty. They're actually wooden and painted, and they are handmade, and they are so beautiful. And one of you guys sent me this really pretty Halloween Minnie Mouse pumpkin pillow cover, so I thought it would be super fun to put it up there. A couple of pumpkins. This one is from Joann's. I got this from, this is a vintage jack-o'-lantern bat Mickey from Mickey's Halloween Party. Got this from my friend Robin, and I will link her channel down below. Also, I have this really fun little gumball machine. Again, I'm telling you, Target dollar section came in clutch. And so I just placed one of those Mickey lighted necklaces inside to make it glowy and fun. We've got a little ghost, a cat, and also a really fun Mickey succulent, again from Box Lunch. Now, we do have a countdown to Halloween. This was new as of last year for us. And it's funny because I couldn't put 78 days because the little numbers don't go up that high. So we just put zeros until we can get to a countdown. We have a little boo sign from Joann's, and then a little Mickey ghost, and that is actually a slap bracelet from Tokyo Disney. This is a beautiful flower arrangement that I made inside of a popcorn bucket. This popcorn bucket, or I guess slash trick or treat bucket, is actually from Hot Topic, and it was really discounted, and it is plastic, but I think it really looks so beautiful with like a flower arrangement in it. Like, I think that if you didn't know that it was plastic, it looks like maybe a little expensive, or like ceramic at a minimum. And then I have this really fun cupcake of Oogie Boogie. This is a Danielle Nicole bag. It's a crossbody bag. And I got this in a Bippity box, and ooh, I think he is so cute. Jack and Sally Funko Pops, and then of course another pumpkin from Joann's. I just love these striped pumpkins. I think they look so great. So again, here's a little overview of that top shelf for us. Before we get to the other shelves, I want to show you this other side. So we have my Scary Teddy. This is my most favorite Loungefly bag I own, which I know is kind of surprising to some people, but he is stunning and he is everything. Next, we have a ghost face bag. This bag is from fun.com. I think it's actually still available, and it does glow, by the way. And then we have the brand new Dr. Facilier Loungefly bag, and it is a lenticular. I'm gonna see if I can pick it up on camera. There we go. Do you see that shift? Ooh, it looks so cool. Ooh, that looks great on camera. Okay, so Dr. Facilier. Closing out the bags, we have Ghost Mickey. Love a Ghost Mickey. This bag glows so brightly. Like, it is wild how bright this bag glows. You can even see it in the daylight glowing. And I will show you what this display looks like with the lights on and the lights off at the very end of the video. And then we have Mickey Pumpkin. This was from, I think, 2 years ago, maybe 3. And then we have the little car that is the Day of the Dead car from Cars Land, and you can actually get your picture taken with this car in Disneyland, and I will show a picture of that because my husband and I did take a picture with this super cute little car. Ooh, this is a new addition to our display, possibly a new permanent addition because are we living? Are we living? We are living. I'm obsessed with this. It just looks so good. Okay, let's talk about it. So this wand is from a LitJoy Fantastic Beasts box, and it's got a really beautiful serpent that is surrounding it, and I thought it looked a little bit sinister and fun. This is actually my regular wand. It looks like a Death Eater wand, but it's not. I'm not technically a Death Eater, but I did love this design and thought it was really beautiful, and so I decided to display it because it looks very evil. Next, we have Grindelwald front and center, and yes, he even has his wand. Look how detailed this figurine is of Johnny Depp. It's so pretty. It has magnets in its feet, and you can even see the details on his pants and also like his little jewelry. And you can also see that he has 2 different colored eyes, just like the film. So cool. If you guys don't know, a huge fan of Fantastic Beasts. I just love those films so much. I know it's not a popular opinion, but I do love them. We have the Thestral. Thestral is my favorite beast, and so we have him in Funko form. This is also a nesting doll set that came from a LitJoy crate box, and there are several different Fantastic Beasts inside of him, like a Russian doll set. And then I added these little coasters that were sent to me. So we have a Thestral, and then we also have Buckbeak, and then we have a Dementor on this side and some potions on this side. And then I thought it would be really fun to have some like a nod to Gideon's, because this looks very Gideon's to me. If you've been to Gideon's, you'll probably understand that sentiment, but it looks very like goth, very detailed, very vintage, and so I just thought that this aesthetic worked really well. This is just a little trinket I got from Michael's a long time ago. Seemed to fit the aesthetic as well. Then this is a little printable piece of artwork that is a Dementor, and I thought it was so pretty. It has floral. It also had a lot of white in it, which this shelf seems to have a lot of white, which I really appreciate in it. Like, it's got a lot of white backgrounded things. And so I thought it looked really nice. And then this is another one of those printable pieces of artwork, which is great. Like, Etsy has so many printable pieces of art. And then I just sent them to my local Walgreens and got them printed for like $1. So it was really fun to be able to add some last minute artwork to this shelf. And I really think that it really tied everything together. This next shelf, trigger warning, is not your typical Disney shelf, but it is horror movie themed and clown themed. So if that bothers you, I'm going to put a little timestamp here for you so you can skip ahead to the next one after that, which happens to be Stitch. But here is the horror movie Halloween Horror Nights little shelf. I just thought it was really fun to put together something fun and different. So this is Jack. He is one of the icons from Halloween Horror Nights. I happened to get him in a mystery box. This is one of my most favorite drag queens. This is Sharon Needles. This is her Funko Pop, and she just like belongs in a Halloween display. So I wanted to place her here. This is actually a permanent piece of artwork in my house. I love this clown painting. I have had it for years. I got it for 25 cents at a garage sale, and you turn his nose and he has a little music box behind him that he plays music. I love it. Are you guys afraid of clowns? Is it just me that's not? Sometimes I feel very alone in my love of all things fun and clowns. Now, this clown I actually recently got at the thrift store when we were in Orlando, and I fell in love with him. I actually have a large version of him in my main living room, and I'm going to be adding the smaller version to my larger version once we take down the Halloween display. And then behind all of the characters here is this really cool butcher knife crossbody bag that I got from Amazon. I will link it down below. So I just want to throw out there, you cannot take this to Halloween Horror Nights. I called and asked. They said you can't bring anything that emulates a weapon, which completely makes sense. Although this looks really silly and really jumbo and ridiculous looking, it still can emulate that, and then people can get confused that you might be a scare actor, etc. So they definitely don't want anything that looks like a weapon. So I thought it would be a nice like little display piece. We also have a Tubbs. So this is a brand of rubber ducky called Tubbs with a Z, and they have all of these rubber duckies in all sorts of different icons, like different intellectual properties. This happens to be the It version. They also have like Jurassic Park and so many fun ones. I will link them down below so you can take a peek. We've got Beetlejuice, my favorite Halloween Horror Nights house from last year. And this is a little miniature Funko, and I just thought he was so cute, so I thought I would display him this year. And then another Handmade by Robot Designs Ghost Face, and this is one of their newest designs, and this is their miniature version. So he's about the same size as like a little miniature Funko. So here is the Stitch shelf. So a couple of things I wanted to point out. This is new this year. This is the Stitch Erebus Brothers Pirate Stitch statue. This is from Disneyland Paris. I placed a little candle behind him just to give him some depth, because when he's not lit up, it's a little bit hard to see him, but he is so beautiful. He's standing on a little star that says Disneyland Paris. The new Stitch Dracula bag that came out last year. I'm obsessed with him. I think he is so, so cute. And then we have a couple of Jim Shores of Stitch, Dracula Stitch there. And then Stitch is a pineapple, and then Stitch is Elvis. So I thought it would be really fun to feature Stitch in all of his different forms and costumes, because he's a very, very well represented character when it comes to outfits, and I appreciate that. My favorite form of Stitch will always be Elvis Stitch. Do you have a favorite Stitch? We're gonna move on to Haunted Mansion, and ooh, now this next shelf is gonna rival both the Harry Potter shelf as well as the Vanessa shelf, because I think it just turned out so beautifully. So let's take a peek. Okay, so here is the shelf. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Okay, so we're gonna start in this corner. So these were actually made with my Cricut, and Target dollar section a couple of years ago had these little cutouts of these tombstones. And so we put the silhouettes of all of the stretching portraits on to each of those tombstones. A particular Madame Leota sipper was from 2020. I got it in October of 2020 when we went to the parks, and I just popped a little candle in there so you can see her kind of glow. Oh, she's looking so pretty. We also have a little crossover. So this is a Vanessa and also Constance Hatchaway crossover. Prince Eric is featured in the bottom here. There is a wedding cake that's got her and Prince Eric on the top. A little treasure chest. There's also a portrait of Ursula in the background. It's such an interesting, fun fantasy pin, and I thought it would be really fun to feature it this year. We have a Haunted Mansion candle. We have this Welcome Foolish Mortals desk plaque. I thought it was perfect for this type of display. A little bat. We got a Madame Leota hanging ornament here on the shelf. And then on this side, we have this really beautiful piece of art from Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I love her so much, and I have a lot of her artwork. And so we framed this one for this year, and I think it looks so nice with that intricate golden frame around it. Ooh! And then this is actually a wallflower from Bath and Body Works. You can place a little scent bulb inside of it, and it's like a plug-in that has scent to it. But I thought it looked very Haunted Mansion, so I thought it would be fun to just mount it onto that little picture frame. We have got these really cool Haunted Mansion salt and pepper shakers. One is Master Gracie's tombstone, and then we also have Madame Leota's tombstone. And then we have Gus. He is a wishable. They came out with Haunted Mansion wishables, I believe, a year or two ago. I can't exactly recall, but he's the only one I got from that collection. Those are the shells, guys. So let's do a full overview so you can see it in its full glory.
That is going to do it for me. You'll have to let me know what you thought of the display. Also, have you started decorating for the Halloween season? I know it's a little bit early, but for me, it's never too early for spooky season. Got lots of fun and spooky videos planned, and I promise I'll be on YouTube a little bit more consistently. The month of July was really difficult for me, and I just want to say a quick thank you for being patient with me as I went through a few things, but I appreciate you guys so very much. I'm looking forward to spending spooky season with you and have lots of fun Halloween themed videos coming up very, very soon. And that's going to do it for me, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. TTFN! Boo!